2016 MXGP of Netherlands. Round 16 of World Motocross Championship. Jeffrey Herlings won 12 out of 12 rounds with 23 moto wins out of 24. MX 2 points leader sustained a broken collarbone at the Dutch Masters while leading the second 250 moto. This race was not World Championship round. Even though he missed the following 3 MXGP rounds, he returned back to racing with 43-point lead over Jeremy Seewer. After being off bike for a while, it seemed like it gave his competition a better chance at being more of a challenge. Many guessed who could challenge Jeffrey, but nobody expected for it to be his new 15-year-old teammate, Jorge Prado. The Dutchman drove the crowd into rapture, but had his nerves tested by a first mechanical fault of the season on Saturday. Not finishing the qualifying race meant that he had last gate pick for the main races on following day. It was the wettest race of the day for the first 250 moto, and gate position was crucial for a good start. Jeffrey got a terrible start, and if that wasn't enough, he crashed 2 corners later after another rider went down in front of him and clipped his front end. The Bullet got up to 11th position by the end of second lap and charged his way through the field all the way to second when he crashed in the waves and got a nasty jab into the chest from the handlebars. He dropped down to 5th but worked his way up to 2nd again. Herlings got back to winning ways in the second moto, but only once he had dealt with new teammate Jorge Prado. The 15-year-old Spaniard announced himself in splendid fashion on Saturday with pole position. Prado attempted practice at the Belgian Grand Prix 4 weeks previously, but a shoulder injury meant that he pulled out before laps could be made. This was the highly rated teenager's debut, and although he lacked the strength to muscle the 250 motorcycle in the slimy first moto, he was flying out of the gate with a hole shot in the second, and gave Herlings a few close calls on the track, as well as a reminder of his clear speed and technique. Way better start for Herlings placed him in a position to take advantage of an early mistake from Max Onsti and take over the second position. With no time wasted, Jeffrey closed in on Jorge Prado, and it looked like it will an easy work for Herlings, but Jorge had some other things in his mind. Many times it seemed like the Bullet got the job done, but Spanish stubbornness, skill, and small weight gave a big advantage on such a deep sand track. Keeping in mind that Jeffrey just got back to racing after an injury, he just wanted to get the job done and take no risks with points lid being so fragile. For every attack that was thrown at Prado, he had a counterattack which made Herlings frustrated for taking unnecessary risks. That's not a team sport. If you want this championship, Jeffrey, go earn it.
Raw, as they disappear, they've got the same images on what we're watching here on the big screen, opposite the grandstand. This next turn, he's got close a lap or two ago. He's close again now, but Prado will carry that speed around the outside. Herlings just loses out again. And he's just absolutely devastated, isn't he? He just can't believe.
After 13 minutes into the race, it looked like Jeffrey finally made a move on Jorge and gave him an angry wave asking, "What are you doing, young man?" If it was 15-year-old me racing a world champion, I would back off and take it easy, but that was not the case for Jorge. He striked back almost immediately and left Herlings even more frustrated.
And he's involving himself in Herlings' championship chase, and Herlings is shaking his head. He is annoyed at Prado. Prado, yeah, going for the win, but in one respect, your teammate is going for the championship. Everyone else is sitting there going, let them race it out. Well, that's exactly...
Enough was enough for the Bullet, and at almost halfway mark, he made the move stick and started chipping away.
Check here, but keeps his head down, just gets on with it. He knows that Prado is going to be around the outside. He might even run alongside. Watch this. Herlings there, angry at his teammate, and again here, it's like, dude, what are you doing? Stay out of the race. And you can see his disapproval at his team as he went past pit lane before finally getting a pass.
Jeffrey never looked back and put a 35-second gap between him and Prado until the checkered flag fell. Prado rode to second place, and Max Onsti's fall from 3rd to 4th meant a Dutch 1-2 on the box, and the Spaniard was on the podium in his maiden GP.
As well, so it's Renault that's directly in front of him. He can do it, picking up another point. But Jeffrey Herlings celebrates in front of the line. Herlings wins race 2. He takes the overall victory. That's exactly what they wanted to see. Herlings is the darling once more after his, well,
phenomenal achievement and something the likes of Herlings with a 4th in 2010 in Bulgaria and Roxon with a 7th at the 2009 Portuguese round cannot boast.
Wow! What a performance from Prado, and what happened to
Jorge Prado showed signs of greatness challenging such a talented rider as Jeffrey on his first race. And as you know of today, he didn't disappoint. In 2017, he was the first Spanish rider to win a motocross Grand Prix in MX2. He also won 3 Grand Prix and podiumed 5 out of 20 rounds on his way to a 7th place finish in the MX2 standings. In 2018, Prado won the MX2 World Championship. He won 12 GPs and finished 17 times on the podium. In 2019, Prado successfully defended his MX2 championship by winning 16 out of 18 Grand Prix. He also made the podium in every single race he competed in that year. In 2020, it was his debut year in the MXGP class with a Red Bull KTM. For the season, Jorge won 3 Grand Prix. He was also on the podium at 8 of the 18 rounds. He placed 6th in the final standings in his debut year in the MXGP class. For the 2021 season, Prado remained with KTM. He only managed 1 Grand Prix win at round 5 in Loket, Czech Republic. He also podiumed 5 out of the 18 events, which led him to a 5th place finish in the final championship standings. For 2022, Prado remained with Decarli but switched to Gas when the team transitioned away from KTM. For the season, Prado managed 1 GP win at round 4 in Portugal, as well as 10 out of 17 podiums on his way to a 3rd place finish in the championship. Prado clinched the 2023 MXGP World Championship at round 18 in the MXGP of Maggiore, Italy. He had 14 hole shots, 11 qualifying race wins, 14 moto wins, 16 podium finishes, and 2 Grand Prix victories. After winning the MXGP World Championship, Prado posted several videos on his social media accounts showing him training at a supercross track in California, leading to speculation he may leave MXGP to race in the Super Motocross World Championship. On November 9, 2023, Prado clarified his future racing plans on the motocross-focused podcast Gypsy Tales. On December 1, 2023, Prado and Gas announced that he would enter the first 3 rounds of the 2024 Supercross season, making his official Supercross debut. Prado joined Sebastian Tortelli as the only reigning Premier Class Motocross World Champion to race Supercross in the same year. Prado raced the first 4 rounds of the 2024 AMA Supercross Championship as a preview for 2025. Most notable was a heat race win in the muddy conditions of San Francisco at round 2. For the 2024 FIM Motocross World Championship, Prado chose the number 1 over his 61 to defend his title. Jorge started the season strong, dominating the first 4 GPs. He showcased his starting prowess, speed, and consistency throughout the season, only dropping major points from mud races. He had to play catch-up to Geyser, who held a minor lead over Prado for a majority of the season. Prado successfully defended his MXGP World Championship in his final MXGP racing year and ended the season with 11 GP wins, 16 podiums, and 2 finishes outside the top 4. Jorge Prado has signed with Monster Energy Kawasaki and planned to race full-time in the United States starting in 2025. Just a few rounds into the Supercross season, Prado dislocated his shoulder in qualifying at Anaheim 2. He needed surgery and has announced that he will not be back for the rest of Monster Energy AMA Supercross. Also, he wrote on his own social post that time of rehab is unknown, and hopefully I can make it to the start of outdoors. I will be back strong like I always do. Prado finished 14th and 12th respectively in the first 2 rounds with Monster Energy Kawasaki and sat 15th in the standings entering 4th round. Hopefully, the 4-time FIM Motocross World Champion will be fully recovered for the start of the AMA Pro Motocross Championship, which starts May 24th at Fox Raceway at Pala in California.